Hello Wargamers, it's your man, it's a Sentinel from across the tabletop, and if you've been listening to what's been going on my channel for the last couple of days, you would have heard me talk about the ITC ranking system, the development possibly of going to maybe a federation to do the rankings for players, to have a more competitive edge of players playing players and being able to rank that way. You would have heard me talk about the potential of moving to more streaming platforms where we are seeing more of the events being played. And that's where my channel is lying at the moment. I set the channel up to follow me to the LGT last year. To follow me to tournaments, preparing the Imperial Fists to play in tournaments, and then with the review of the tournament and how the Imperial Fists played. Really enjoyed the last 12 months of trying to do that. The editing was a massive learning curve. So to edit the videos, record the videos and edit the videos was a massive learning curve. I had to put a lot of time and effort into working out how to do all that to the best of my abilities. Some of the videos came out well, some of them came out really poorly. We went from recording in my lounge and setting up a table with friends and recording to having a mini studio built in the garden and then recording from the studio itself. Really enjoyed that development of that sort of thing. We've now just got the internet put in to the studio itself, so I'm now recording from inside the studio and not just off my phone, and then uploading into the computer inside the house. The computer's now in the studio, and I think the next development is then trying to create a live stream of multiple cameras, multiple angles, a bit like the tabletop tactics and tabletop titans do, and Hellstall Warming Gaming do at the moment, and the Honest War Game, and lots of other YouTubers are trying to find the best angles of the game and record them and then share them with the community. I'm going to stick at the moment. I'd like to see if I can go to the OBS live streaming. Not quite there. The setup I have isn't designed for that. It was designed for an editing suite. So I need to look at redesigning the PC and adding some, capture cards and extra HDMI ports and things like that to be able to facilitate the additional information being pushed through it. It's going to take some time. It's going to take a little bit more finances to develop that. I never intended to. My intention was never to ask for money or monetize the channel from Patreon, or look for that sort of thing. And I still think that might be where I'm aiming at. I'm just trying to enjoy what I do, trying to do it as a hobby, but at least produce something that I enjoy doing for others. I'm going to try and look at, maybe because I talked about having more viewing, I want to be able to have more viewing of the game itself at tournaments. I've been speaking to my brother about setting up a system that allows us, a bit like what Wargaming Live is doing, that Joe's doing over in America, to try and do something similar in the UK. And I think over the next 6 months I'd like to at least delve into that and see if that is even potentially something we could do and manage. So go towards more the commentary sort of life. I might try and get a setup in here to record a game while I'm doing the commentary of the game. It's a little bit small in here, so maybe it might not work, it might work. But you never know. 6 months time we could be doing live streaming of tournaments at weekends. That's the sort of goal. I think that might be where I want to end up now, after doing a year of creating battle reports and editing them. It's very, very time consuming. I have no idea how Mini Wargaming have done it for so long. I mean, they're slick. They look really good what they do. And I'm so jealous of what they do. So I've got to give them a round of applause. I didn't realise how hard it was going to be, and all fair play to Dave and Matt for what they've done, because it's an incredible establishment and an incredible achievement for them. I was invited down to help at the 40 hours of 40k. Really enjoyed that, the commentary side of it. Really enjoyed being on the other side of it, not on the table. So I'm going to potentially try and do more of that, and hopefully hear my voice more. So yeah, that'll be fun. So yeah, I've got to get back to the books, got to get reading the rules on everybody's armies and not just the Imperial Fists. I've got a pretty good rounded knowledge, but maybe names struggle me on certain armies. So that's pretty much where I'm looking at now going. I'm going to still continue to do updates on tournaments I attend. I'm going to still try and do battle reports. I've got one being edited now at the moment. So that'll be fun. That's going to be with one of the guys from the club. It's an amazing game, so keep looking out for that. It is the Imperial Fists again on the table. So and we had a good time. So yeah, that's the sort of channel. That's the sort of what I'm trying to achieve. What I would like to try and achieve. And that's the sort of direction I want to go. We've got the International Teams Tournament in February. We have 2 teams. Myself and Rich are going to be leading those as captains, and we're going to be trying to get as many games in as possible from now until there, with the new updates that are potentially coming out at the end of October. The new points changes that GW have released. We've got the new Votan to deal with, which have just been nerfed. We have the new guard book still to come out. We've got the Emperors, not the Emperor's Children, Berserkers, World Eaters Codex to come out. And potentially, we don't know yet, there is rumours of 10th edition, but that's probably not for another year at least. And 2.0 Space Marines for 9th. I know it sounds a bit silly, but with the update and changes, with GW releasing how they're ranking the armies and where they think their efforts should go in to balance those armies, we can see a potential change in the armies at the end of October and who they're going to affect. And then we're going to see potentially a new codex for Space Marines just before 10th, like they did last time. Yeah, because they always want to just make sure their poster boys are doing well. Maybe change the poster boys to be Imperial Guard, and then we can have Space Marines as just another elite army. Maybe that might be not a bad shout. Base everything off the Imperial Guard and not everything off the Space Marine, as your stat line, that is. So yeah, we've got some really interesting stuff coming up on the channel, and more talks like this hopefully. And I'm going to try and get some of the guys down and do little chats with them. Like I said, I'm not a computer whiz, I'm not ITC guru, but I suppose if I really want this to go somewhere, I better get my head in the books and work it all out. So thanks for checking around, thanks for tuning in, drop your comments down below, and for all those out there, thanks for supporting.